Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Born on this date in 1954, Congressman Gary Palmer of Hackleburg. It's also National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Y'all know what to do. Now, today we're going to update that long-time rift between Vulcan Materials and the Mexican president, tell you how it went for that Tuscaloosa student at the UN, and more. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Alabama's 2 U.S. senators are among those who sent a letter last week to Mexico's Secretary of Foreign Affairs over Mexico's actions toward property held by Birmingham-based Vulcan Materials, reports AL.com's William Thornton. The Vulcan property includes a deepwater port and limestone quarry in Quintana Roo, Mexico. The letter noted Mexico's seizing of the property 2 years ago, as well as another shutdown last March, and Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador's threats to turn it into a natural protected area if Vulcan doesn't take $360 million for it. Vulcan has said it's worth closer to $2 billion. From the May 9th letter, signed by Senators Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, along with Bill Hagerty of Tennessee and Tim Kaine of Virginia, quote, "If Vulcan's land and port are seized, we will be forced to consider all available remedies at our disposal to ensure no entity or individual benefits from the theft of this property." The next day, Alabama's U.S. House delegation backed that play, sending a similar letter to the Mexican Foreign Affairs Secretary. A former Paul Bryant High School student from the Tuscaloosa area was treated warmly at the United Nations in Geneva after speaking on his experience being kicked out of school for a crime he says he didn't commit, reports AL.com's Savannah Trians-Fernandez. The former student, who AL.com did not identify because of his age at the time, was accompanied by his dad and representatives from the Southern Poverty Law Center. The student told the UN that he's a victim of a, quote, discipline system that treats black kids like me unfairly. During his speech, he said, "I have a job and still hope to go to college, but it's harder now. What happened to me made me sad and anxious and forced me to fight for my education just because of my race." He received a standing ovation from those in attendance. Now, his status issue stemmed from a resource officer finding marijuana in a car he had ridden to school in with friends. Police charged someone else in the car with possession, but the student served in-school suspension for a couple months, was sentenced to alternative school, and eventually withdrew to be homeschooled. Savannah also reported that just last week, Governor Kay Ivey signed a law that makes it more difficult to expel K-12 students and allows them to have a lawyer present at disciplinary hearings. Muscle Shoals is building a $65 million sports and entertainment complex with an amphitheater, reports AL.com's William Thornton. It'll sit on 66 acres at Sportsplex Drive near Highways 72 and 43. Right now, there are city ball fields on that site, and it's next to a retail development. When it's done, there will be youth baseball and softball fields, tennis and pickleball courts, soccer fields, basketball courts, and volleyball courts. Now, as they build more pickleball courts, and I'm going to just be straight here, are you in it for the long haul? Because I don't want to drive through Alabama in 10 years and see tumbleweeds rolling across hundreds of pickleball courts. Well, we'll see how it goes. The Creola Fire Department issued a shelter-in-place alert for residents on Monday, reports AL.com's Warren Kulo. It lasted nearly 4 hours until 1:40 p.m. Creola is about 8 miles northeast of Mobile. The alert was in response to a nitric acid spill from a tanker truck on Highway 43. Fox 10 News reported that at least 5 people, including the truck driver and a first responder, were taken to a hospital for treatment. And WHNT 19 news anchor Steve Johnson has announced his retirement after 50 years in the business, reports AL.com's Mark Heim. Now, Johnson started in sports like so many icons of journalism. He started working at WHNT in 1977 and made the move from sports to news in 1999. His final broadcast is expected to be June 14th. Thank y'all so much for listening. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Until then, come by and see us anytime you want to on the internet at al.com.